Philosophy. A topic of many lengthy discussions and endless pondering. But what is philosophy really? If you were to ask me, I'd say it's the study of general and fundamental questions, such as those about existence, knowledge, and the mind. Perhaps even a question like, did he just read that definition off of Wikipedia? Yes, I did. But philosophy doesn't end there. If you're in an intro to philosophy class in high school or university, you may be learning about key thinkers like Aristotle, Socrates, Immanuel Kant, or Plato, and all of the really unique and thought-provoking questions and theories they've introduced to the world. The existence of many different philosophical teachers inevitably leads to the creation of different schools of thought and reasoning. For example, one branch of philosophy is ethics, the study of morals and what's right and wrong. There's also metaphysics, an interesting and complex branch of philosophy that deals with how things exist and change, what consciousness entails, and the relationship between mind and matter. In regards to the book we're looking at today, there's also Stoic Philosophy, founded by a guy named Zeno way back in the day. It basically looks to relieve negative emotion and cultivate well-being through self-control, reflection, and living a virtuous life that includes wisdom, temperance, courage, and justice, which are the 4 Stoic virtues. Although the Stoic name may suggest that the philosophers walked around all day with no emotion, completely stone-faced and robotic, it's actually used in a different term here, and that's a common misconception. Stoicism, or Stoic in this sense, actually means to concern yourself only with what's in your control, and to try not to get all caught up and worried about something that's out of your control. In terms of what's in our control, it's pretty simple. It's just ourselves and our actions. We shouldn't be too concerned or worried about controlling other people's actions because it's really a fruitless task. If you're interested in learning more about Stoic philosophy, let me know in the comments and maybe we can make a video about it in the future. Now for the review. Meditations is actually a collection of 12 smaller books written by the late Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who was born in the year 121. As you can maybe tell by the name Meditations, this book is a reflective piece. It's essentially a large collection of journal entries written by the emperor during his rule. Marcus Aurelius was deeply interested in Stoic philosophy, and in this book he talks about a lot of the ways that he lived his life that do or do not fit with its teachings. He was a very pensive and also self-critical guy, so there's a lot of deep insights in this book into how he wanted to change and live more virtuously, and you can use a lot of the insights as practical advice for your own life. Now this book is absolutely chock full of pithy quotes that change your perspective on life and how you can help and enhance the well-being of those around you, which ultimately enhances your own life as well. As he says in the book, what is not good for the beehive is not good for the bees. Now the most prominent drawback that I ran into while reading this book is the use of the really archaic language. Like I said, he was born in 121, so you can't expect really modern language of any type in here. I often found myself rereading paragraphs like once or twice to actually kind of soak in the message, because the first read over is really like decoding some sort of riddle. Now at the end of the day, this is of course a subjective experience of mine. You might pick this up and read it no problem, just depending on your background knowledge, comprehension, and general interest in the book. Now that being said, there are plenty of different versions of this book that have different editors and introductions. This one was introduced by Donald Robertson. No clue who that is, but he did a pretty good job introducing it. There's also plenty of helpful summaries and notes online that you can kind of use to complement the book as you go through it, to better solidify the real meaning of the message. Now, at 170 pages, this isn't some massive epic that will take forever to read. If you accept going into it that you may not soak it all in on your first run through, this book has tons to offer in terms of changing your perspective and your relationship with your own thoughts and the world around you. If you're even mildly interested in philosophy or Stoicism, it's definitely a foundational book you have to pick up. Marcus Aurelius is one of the leading sort of thought providers in Stoicism. I say that because he wasn't really necessarily a teacher. He teaches through the book, but again, it's just sort of a journal. His own teacher that he mentions is Epictetus, but there's also many other ones that he cites in the book. Now, if you want to pick up your own copy of Meditations and also support the channel at the same time, I'm going to add a US and Canadian Amazon link below to this copy of the book. You can pick it up, and at no extra cost to you, it will give me a little portion of the purchase, just as, a reward for referring you there. And of course, if you don't want to shop on Amazon or use my own link, that's totally fine. You can probably find this at any bookstore like Indigo or Chapters, or even some smaller ones. It'll probably be in either the philosophy section, of course, or the history section. If you guys like these types of videos and want to see more, please let me know by hitting that lovely red subscribe button below. And leave me a comment. What books are you interested in reading, or what are you reading right now? Until next time guys, have a great morning, afternoon, or night, and never stop learning. Thank you so much for watching.